What's up guys, it's LuckyBoy here, and today I'm here to present to you some lists that I made for the new Dragapult EX archetype. The deck that everyone says is gonna be the next best BDIF in the format, and for the result from Japan, it looks like it's gonna be the BDIF. But we'll see what happens here at NAIC, obviously, where the set will be officially legal and for the first time in tournament play. Unfortunately, it's going to be the only tournament as well, which I actually did not mention in the video I did yesterday, where I talked about Lugia. So, yeah, it's a completely different beast here. So, unfortunately, we're going to have this in one tournament, but that's how it is sometimes. Anyway, let's just jump into it. I have two Dragapult lists, one with the Sato engine and one with pitch shots. So, and I'm gonna dissect as last time, going into details on why I play the cards I play and the ratios and all that stuff. So anyway, shoutouts once again to Limitless Robin for making this yet again. So really amazing site. Link description for you guys once again to check out. So I know that. Anyway, let's get into the list. So we play, of course, 4 3P. If you're not playing 4, I don't know what you're doing. 4 Dragapult, and honestly, if you're not playing 4 this, I don't know what you're doing, because this stage 1 is just ridiculous. It has one of the most insane abilities that has been out in the game before, but it was on a Majoro, ironically enough. That the Pidgey line has been like an engine for the most part, so that's kind of funny to think about. But now we have it on a stage 1, where the stage 2 is also pretty insane. But the ability survival lands, I think that's how you pronounce it. I think it's called something else in the TCG, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm not 100% sure. You may use this ability once during your turn. Look at the top 2 cards of your deck and put one of them into your hand. Put the other remaining card on the bottom of your deck. So basically, look at the top 2 cards, take one, put the other one back into the bottom of the deck. So it's basically like refinement, but in a way better, because you don't lose any card advantage. You gain advantage through it. So that is pretty strong, honestly. And honestly, the fact that it doesn't have to be in the active, that's like the thing that puts me over. But I feel like that's the thing that puts me... it's just surprising, I will try to say. But like, just also think that this card is way stronger than it looks like, because of the fact that it's just a self-drawing engine and it doesn't lose any advantage, which is like the most insane part about it. So I really like this card a lot. This is definitely a staple 4-of, in my opinion, when it comes to this engine, as an engine in general. So that's how I feel about it. The Dragapult EX, the poster child of the set. Unfortunately not the best card in the set, I will say that. I already mentioned in my last video, the Blood Moon Ursaluna is the best card in the set, which I will honestly still state on, and I will not change my opinion on it. So the new Dragapult EX stage 2 has the Terror ability type, whatever we're calling it, that it's a bench bearer, so that's really nice. 320 HP, dragon type, so no weakness, which is already pretty absurd. First attack, Jet Headbutt for 70 for 1 colors, which is nice to have sometimes. Phantom Dive for fire and psychic, 200 damage. Put 6 damage cards on your opponent's bench Pokemon in any way you like. So basically, it's like the old Dragapult VMAX back in the day, if you remember. Like, I think it's like 4 years now that I think about it. It's been a long time. So yeah, it's basically that Dragapult yet again, but it has different energy types to attack with, and it needs different type of energies, what I'm talking about. It does more damage though, and does more spread damage. And touch, just to remember, Jirachi from Paradox Rift does not protect from this, because Jirachi only protects from basic attacks, not evolutions. So this bypasses Jirachi, which is just the most broken part in my opinion. There are stuff that can protect you from this, but the problem is there's very few of them, and they are so limited in their applications that it's like, I don't know what to say about it. This card is just insane to me. It's just absurd to me. And the fact that there's no weakness, that is like the part that makes it so broken, in my opinion. We'll play a 2-2 Sato line. This has not seen too much play, but it's seen a little bit of play here and there. in the Sparfra decks and popping up here in the current format, where Charizard is the most popular obviously, and the Sparfra is pretty decent against Charizard in my opinion. And playing obviously the Sato line, which has the ability Clarion Sense. Once during your turn, you may attach a basic psychic energy from your hand to one of your bench Pokemon. If you attach energy to a Pokemon this way, draw 2 cards. So basically, energy acceleration for the psychic type, and then you just manual tester for fire to Dragapult, which is really nice obviously. So pretty energy acceleration, plus it draws cards, so more draws, you cannot argue with it, so that's really nice. The mana feature protects yourself from bench sniping, which is always nice. I'm not so sure how to play, if I should play this honestly, because it doesn't, again, well, to be fair, I had tested this deck already before. I didn't find so much value of mana fee. I am a little bit like here and there with if I feel it should be reasonable to play or not. But who knows? It's always nice to have the mana fee in case of a sudden Greninja comes down. We play a new Tatsugiri, which could be the best card in the set, but unfortunately, I think Ursaluna is just a little bit better. But this one is also pretty insane. A new Dragon type. We're getting blessed with dragons at this point. 7 HP. It's just the ability that we have to talk about. Attracting customers. You may use this ability once during your turn. If this Pokemon is in the active spot, look at the top 6 cards of your deck and put a support card you find there into your hand. Shuffle the other cards back into your deck. So, basically, it's Celebrations Mew, except for supporters this time. And we already know how broken finding supporters like this is, so this card is just insane. Finding supporters more consistently is just broken in my opinion. So that's why we're also running a heavy Arven package, so finding Arven turn 1 is more than likely to happen honestly. And other supports where we need like Iona or Boss, so pretty powerful card in my opinion, so really strong card. We also play Rain and Alakazam to move a little bit around the damage counters, or the damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon. The things we're spreading with Dragapult obviously, so we can spread a little bit and set up for cheeky damage and cheeky knockouts, so that's really cool. Of course, we're playing the Rotom Luminia package, which is like really prominent in Charizard. It basically feels like Charizard in a way, this deck, but it feels like stronger in a way, mostly because you have no weaknesses and you're a little bit more flexible in what you can do in your options, so having this as well is like really broken obviously. As for the Pokemon, we have 4 Arbens. If you're not playing 4, I don't know what you're doing. It's so good in this deck honestly, and I cannot see why you should not play 4 of this. 3 Iono just for hand disruption, and also because it is mostly a comeback deck, so I think Iono I could see myself play 4 Ionos honestly, so but I'm not 100% sure about it yet, but I could see 4 Ionos in this deck. 2 Boss just have multiple gust effects obviously. And as for the supporters, so far it's pretty straightforward, but it's like I'm not 100% sure what supporters should be in this list yet, but this is what I have at the current moment. 4 Body Puffin, obviously, 4 Ultra Ball for consistency, 2 Nice Ball for more consistency, because we honestly really need the Tatsugiri. This Tatsugiri is so broken, I don't know why I should not try and get this out as fast as possible. This card is just insane to me. And sending up stuff is really important as well. Plus it gets out Rotom pretty efficiently. 2 rare candies, in case we don't evolve a Dragapult, or unless we have to be a little bit aggressive here, so sometimes you just have to go rare candy routes. So that is something that happens occasionally sometimes, so nice to have obviously. 2 Earthen Vessel to search the energies, because it's a little bit awkward to have 2 types of energies, but Earthen Vessel makes it so easy honestly. And the discard follow sometimes can be a little bit awkward, depends on how your hand is, but I hadn't found too much issue with like discarding cards sometimes. But it's the same deal with Charizard obviously, so I think it's fine. 2 counter catchers. I honestly think I'm gonna put up to 3 at one point, because I feel like every time when I've tested this deck here lately, I feel like I just want to play like just aggressively comeback as much as possible. So having more counter catchers in the deck is just absurd to me, and I feel like I'm thinking of just playing more of this than Boss's Orders honestly, but that's just me personally. Like just being a complete comeback deck is just insane. 1 Super Rod just in case of like recycling is always good, and also just in case if you're getting pretty low on resources when you need them back, obviously, sometimes, so it's really nice. For the aspect, we play Scoop Up Cyclone. Really efficient and really powerful aspect card, so I can't really complain about it. It's either this or Unfair Stamp. I can see this being a little bit better in some occasionally, or some situations, but I can also see Unfair Stamp maybe be better in a way, but again, it's like personal preference at the end. I'm not 100% sure about the Unfair Stamp yet, but this is what I have at the current moment. Team Evolution, nice to go, so this is basically like a second belt, because it's playing Arven, so this is always really nice to have. The evolution as well, because the spreading attack is so broken, and de-evolve your opponent's board and literally take multiple prizes out of nowhere, or even disrupt their board entirely. It's just disgusting with this deck. One rescue board because of the Tatsugiri, so it has free retreat, and you search deck, or you look at top 6, find a supporter, then you retreat it, and you like do a lot of your stuff that you want to do. One Force Stone for the V Pokemon, obviously, because if you're playing the Vs, you're playing the Force Stone, obviously. And you're not using your Beast Power anyway, so why not? 2 Temple Sentinels. I think Lugia might be the hardest matchup for this deck. I could also see Control maybe be an issue, but Temple Sentinel definitely helps with Lugia matchup a lot. Shining off Mist Energy and also shining off Gift Energy as well. Sometimes Legacy Energy depends on the situation, so really nice card to have. And then for the energies, we play 4 Psychic and 3 Fires. And yes, I'm using the Hard Gold Soul Silver energies when I'm building these decks, because these energies are just glorious to look at. And I wish I had them, honestly, in my but a little bit too expensive, but that's how it is. So we're running only 4 Psychics, because we're running a little bit higher Psychic count because of the Satu, so because it interacts pretty well with Satu to accelerate the energies and draw cards, so that's really nice. So I could maybe bump this up a little bit, but I'm not too but I'm a little bit hesitate to actually play only 2 Fires and 5 Psychics, so I think the split is fine as it is, but that's also because we have 2 Earthen Vessels, so. And yeah, this is the Satu version, so I feel pretty comfortable with this list, honestly. I can definitely see some changes happening in the future. I'm definitely gonna try Unfair Stamp instead of the Scuba Cyclone, but right now I feel pretty comfortable with this list, so, but of course changes happen all the time, so it's what I have at the moment. Let's go into the pictured version. The pictured version is a little bit different in a way, but it still plays like more of the same cards. It just has a different engine running, obviously. We still play the same count for the Dragapult, you know, the 4-4-3 line. Like, I feel like the Dragapult is just broken not to have like multiple setups. And combine that with pictures, it's just absurd to me. So, and we're running a 2-2 pictured line, obviously. So, pictured, honestly, is very insane and powerful. And the fact that, yeah, Dragapult just look at cards, and if you find like literally everything you need, you can literally just prepare for next turn with picture, which is just broken in my opinion. So I do not see this. This could definitely be better than the Satu version in my opinion, because it has much more comeback potential and also feels way more powerful. But I feel like consistency is like the only problem I feel with it. I feel like this version is more consistent. This one is a little bit like more powerful in a way, you know what I mean? So yeah, but again, we play basically the same Pokemon, except that we cut the Satu for the pictured version. Same supporters again, but we play 2 more. We play a Lance, because this can search 3 Dragon-type Pokemon. Yes, you heard that right, 3 Dragon-type Pokemon. It's not basic, not evolution, just any Dragon types. So you can basically, so if you start turn 1 with triple 3P, you can use Lance, get it with Picture or Luminion, and then find 3 Dragapult, and then you basically have your whole setup there. I could definitely see playing more of this in the future, but not 100% sure there, but definitely is a consideration, that's for sure. 1 Miller, because this deck has no energy acceleration, which is like the only problem with this deck, obviously. So playing 1 Miller feels pretty fine as a backup supporter. If you don't know what it does, you can use this. You can only use this if one of your Pokemon were knocked out during your opponent's last turn. Attach a basic fire energy from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon. If you do, draw cards until you have 6 cards in your hand. So basically a B-barrel for 1 extra card, but there's a condition on it that your opponent has to take a KO, and you can only accelerate psychic fire energies from your discard pile. to a Pokemon, which puts it a little bit down in power, but it's one of the few ways you can get energies on, obviously, so that's like nice to me. Well, I feel like that's nice. 4 rare candies instead of 2, because you really want to set up the pitcher. Let's just be real about that. 4 Puff and 4 Ultra Ball, obviously. Still 2 counter catcher. Again, I already mentioned, I feel like I want to play more of this, but I can maybe see 2 being fine. 1 less Nest Ball because we needed space for the rare candies. This version has Unfair Stamp though, and the reason is it makes more sense to play it in this version because this one has a little bit more easier time to find the pieces that it needs because of pitcher. When the Sato has that it's just literally just drawing cards. This one is a little bit more guaranteed what it needs because of pitcher, so I can see Unfair Stamp being more stable in this than in the Sato version. But again, I am trying to experience a little bit with the Sato version a little bit more, but I like this as well. Only 1 vessel because I needed space again for the candies, so this was unfortunately the card. I'm not super happy with this, but I can definitely see maybe put it back to 2 in the future. But again, pitch out search anything, it's like broken. 1 Super Rods, Fortune Stone, Devolution, Rescue Board, Temple. We're only running 3 cut of the energies. I feel 3 is like fine. You don't really need to play more energies than you need because you don't have that much energy acceleration. You do have what Mela, and you need a fire in your discard pile. But I feel like it's so easy to do when it comes to playing pitcher in the deck. So, but that's how I feel about it when it comes to this version, obviously. So yeah, this is the 2 versions I have, and this is how I feel about the list and why I play the list or the cards that I do. I can definitely see some changes in the list. Again, well, to be fair, I hadn't played with the pitcher version yet. This is just what I had in mind, what I really like about it. Until a friend told me about Mela, that there was no energy acceleration, and then I realized, oh wait a minute, I forgot energy acceleration. So I had to put the Mela in the deck, because a friend reminded me about that. So, shout out to that guy. So yeah, this is the versions I have in the lists. So feel free to try them out and copy them. That's completely fine with me. I have no problem with that. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, turn my bell on, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.